beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then?
Biasanya keponakannya hanya menyampaikan kabar keadaan rumah di Bukit Tinggi yang dipercayakan kepadanya sejak Subaidah pindah ke Jakarta ini untuk tinggal bersama Syahrul anaknya.
Panjang. Yeah. But that is the Indonesian author's voice, and that you cannot. Yeah. Okay.
Tetapi,
Go ahead.
Tetapi surat kemarin itu juga mengabarkan tentang kepulangannya ke
Berpulang.
Berpulangnya ke Ramatulah, Mande City, Manggopok tanggal 20 Agustus 1965, 3 minggu yang lalu. Innalillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Terkesiap Subaidah.
Okay. So what do we have here?
First of all, is how to make music stay beautiful in English. I used concern her like last afternoon. Instead of yesterday afternoon, I used last afternoon. Letter from her nephew in Bukit Tinggi, Constant Tutor.
Okay. We have a question here. How do we translate the beautiful word musik in English? Yeah. Now we go back to what I've been talking about the whole morning. It is the translation of a feeling. Yeah? Okay. So, any help here from anyone?
Mine was this is not beautiful at all, but
All right, Gary.
a letter that arrived from her nephew in Bukit Tinggi yesterday afternoon troubled her.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
troubled.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Yes. Yes. Anyone else? There's many ways to skin a cat.
Wait, let me see.
All right. If you're still looking, who is not looking?
I've been bothering her mom.
Yes. Come. Do the whole sentence.
Yesterday afternoon, the letter from
They cannot hear and don't raise.
Yesterday afternoon, the letter from her niece in Bukit Tinggi had been bothering her mom.
Okay, why have been? Why?
This happened.
Yes. Yesterday is only yesterday.
Yesterday before the current hazard in here.
Yeah, so you don't have to go into that has been business, right? Simplify. How do we simplify that? So when start with the whole sentence. Say yesterday.
Yesterday afternoon, the letter from her niece in Bukit Tinggi had bothered her mom.
The letter from her niece in Bukit Tinggi. How can the letter? So where is the letter? The letter from her niece in Bukit Tinggi bothered her mind. Would a letter bother her feet or her stomach? What would a letter bother? Could a letter only bother your mind? So you don't need to say that, right? The obvious, it is the obvious. And this is the difference between, this is how you start writing the story in English instead of in Indonesian without losing the author's voice, right? So, yesterday, so what happened? The story, what happened? We have a nephew in Bukit Tinggi, and he writes her a letter. And so what happens? This letter just melayang, or sampai, diterima. So what happened? What happens in there?
Diterima. received.
Nah. So she received the letter. Yeah? So let us reconstruct this in English. Anyone about construction? Gabby? How would you put this time in good order? Where do you start? Do you start with the time? Do you start with the person? Do you start with the object?
With the object.
You start with the object? Okay, try it. The letter?
A letter that arrived from her nephew in Bukit Tinggi yesterday afternoon troubled her.
Troubled her. Okay. Now does that sound good? Does it feel good? The letter? Help me. The letter she
The letter she received
received.
from her nephew
The letter she received from her nephew yesterday.
the omit the Bukit Tinggi.
Mhm.
Wait,
No, because it is very important. Last afternoon, a letter from her nephew in Bukit Tinggi concerned her. But before it concerns her, she has to receive it first, and that is what is here also. Yeah. So, how about if we start with the time when it happened? How about if we said
Yesterday afternoon.
yesterday afternoon, a letter she received from her nephew in Bukit Tinggi troubled her. There, right? So you have the time, the place, and what happened in the proper order, right? Okay, and then continue, Cynthia.
Biasanya kemenakannya hanya menyampaikan kabar keadaan rumah di Bukit Tinggi yang dipercayakan kepadanya sejak Subaida pindah ke Jakarta ini untuk tinggal bersama Syarul anaknya.
Okay, so that is very Indonesian sentence. So what do?
We separated into two sentences.
Correct. You make your cuts where you feel comfortable in English. Go.
Usually he only informed the condition of Bukit Tinggi's house.
He informed. What did he? What is the word that goes with to inform?
The situation.
He only informed who? Her. And then
The condition.
no. You inform somebody about something, about the condition of the Bukit Tinggi house, because the house does not belong to Bukit Tinggi, right? So it is the Bukit Tinggi house. Yeah?
Period.
No, you got to go on because you got to tell what the house is. The Bukit Tinggi house with which was
trusted
entrusted.
to him since he moved to Jakarta with Syarul.
Yeah.
So we don't separate this.
Well, if then you just get the things straight, and now if you want to separate, you separate. So let us see. Usually he only about the condition of the Bukit Tinggi house, which was, instead this is passive, which was entrusted to him. So how do we turn this into active?
She entrusted.
Which she entrusted to him. And here you can bring in the head, because it has been a long time ago. It was not yesterday, which she had entrusted him. which she had entrusted him with, not since, but when she moved to Jakarta. You know, I don't think you can cut it. I don't think you can cut it because it won't read. And this is okay. Usually he only informed her about the condition of Bukitinggi's house, of the Bukitinggi house, which she entrusted to him when she moved to Jakarta to live with Shawl herself. Okay? Alright, now next. However, do we go on or do we go on in that paragraph or are you done with that paragraph?
I am kind of like confused since like the word Rahmatullah is like so Islamic cultural word, and the Minang very Islamic, and I'm worried to translate that. Should I translate that, or should I just delete that and then just change it to passed away? The Rahmatullah.
The Rahmatullah.
Yeah.
Pass to Rahmatullah. Is that not in Islamic terms a term for heaven?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
then,
just have it right.
yeah. To
To have it right.
special heaven. 3 weeks ago on August 20th, 1965. And then,
the word like Inna Ilahi, should I keep it there?
yes.
And
And then you go comma.
Oh, and I explain.
And you don't explain, you just say the phrase in English, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
So, so does anyone, it is a religious term, and there should be, that's what you need to look up, yeah? Because there are Quran, and please don't ask Mr. Google.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Okay.
say.
Go look it up.
May God rest his soul.
What?
May God rest his soul.
I don't know what it means. Be careful, because this is a sacred term. You know, every religion has their own sacred terminology, and you don't mess that up. You just don't. Okay? And I would suggest to get a hold of a Quran in the English language, an official Quran, and look it up, because that's what we did together. The translator, the author, and me, for several very Muslim Japanese terms in my last publication, which is Dasamuka, and it is about Kraton life. So you can only imagine how many terms there are, you know, but we looked them up, and it's a good book. Okay, so what else?
I think so far that's
Huh?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
I think.
Okay. Does anybody have more work on this? Any questions on this? Huh? Yes? No? Okay. Icha, are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Then what page? What paragraph?
Actually, it's the same paragraph as in the end.
No.
Well, when you know that, why did you find yourself another paragraph? It's kind of redundant to be doing the same.
No, it's not the same because I didn't know how to. I didn't know the gender of the Kamanakan, and I didn't know how to write that. How to translate that. Sorry. Because Kamanakan is like, it can be nephew or niece, ya kan? I mean keponakan. but I didn't know the gender, and so I didn't know. I translated it to relative.
Yeah. So if that problem, then we had the same problem as she did.
Oh, really?
But what were you doing while you were working?
What did Cynthia? What was yours? Did you replace it into a nephew? You replaced it
Yeah.
to nephew, right?
I made it into nephew.
So for Cynthia, it becomes her nephew.
Yeah, which is I think logical because in that culture and during that time you do not put a girl in charge of a house, right? Right? You would not put a girl in charge of a house. It is our patriarchal culture that just doesn't do that. So that is a logical thing, right? Right? Okay. So what is your page and paragraph?
Page 7.
Page 7. And then, what paragraph?
The second paragraph from the bottom.
Second from the bottom. So that is, di Bukit Tinggi
Oh, no,
Gula
then the
Paku.
third one. Sorry.
Ketika Subaida duduk di meja, Yuni segera menyiapkan nasi kepiringnya.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it that your problem is?
I didn't know how to translate kuah. I mean, I
Sauce.
sauce.
Broth.
So it's not raw gravy or soup.
Gulai paku.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the maybe gulai paku. What do you guys think that gulai is? Is it gravy or is it more soupy or what?
Curry.
Curry is gravy,
Sauce.
but stew is soup.
No, stew and I would, are different. Soup
Soup
is
is more-
soupy,
yeah.
it's watery,
Yeah.
and gravy is thick.
Yeah.
Or stew,
Stew is also thick.
thick. Yeah. So how do you guys feel? What is gulai paku?
Stew. Firm stew.
Yeah.
Firm stew.
Yeah.
Because I actually searched for the dish in the internet because firm stew.
Yeah.
It covers
Gulai nangka.
Yeah, firm.
That gulai nangka is you have you have gulai nangka. Yeah. That is jackfruit stew.
Also,
Yeah.
it's not gulai, it's not curry then.
No. Gulai, gulai tidak ada curry.
Oh.
It's not thick.
Yeah.
I thought gulai was its own thing.
Huh?
I thought gulai was just gulai.
Gulai. And what do you mean by that?
Yeah, because I decided not to translate that because I thought it was the name of a.
Of a dish.
Yeah.
Yes, you could do that, but then you have to translate what gulai is. Then you should say gulai paku, a firm stew. Okay, that's how you get around that.
So
Okay.
the kuah is translate to stew.
Well, yeah, when you talk about the stew, it automatically has kuah. And then the stew, the word stew will tell you this the kuah sop, kayak sop atau kental, ya, kayak
Sticky soup.
ya, kayak ayam kare ya,
It's more sticky, like
more sticky than
cream
that.
soup, cream soup, like a cream soup, like a corn soup. No.
Is it have to stick?
Enggak.
Then
Kayak kering, kayak ayam kari, kayak opor. Nah, kayak opor, ya, kayak opor. Kental-kental, kayak opor ayam.
because curry is more, it's not as thick.
No. Kayak opor,
Yes.
kayak rendang. Ya.
It's sticky like
Oke. Apa lagi?
And the title Selendang Bersulam Putih. I mean, how do you make the title or the word Selendang Bersulam Putih is as beautiful as Selendang Bersulam Putih? Because I didn't know how to translate that.
White embroidered. What
That
embroidered
sounds
shawl?
lame.
Scarf.
Okay.
Embroidered scarf.
Now,
Shawl.
okay, let us sink into the word. Let us feel the language. Selendang bersulam putih. Yeah? So, what is a selendang? Is it more of a scarf or is it a shawl?
Shawl. Scarf.
Why? Why is it a scarf?
I think if you use it to cover your head, it should be lighter. And I think if we say shawl, it's associated
Shawl.
shawl is associated with something to cover your neck during winter.
That's a scarf.
That's a
Is
scarf.
You get it backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have it backward. Because I read in an English novel,
That's a scarf.
she said scarf, right? So this character is a Muslim and she used
The
this
hijab.
thing, yeah,
The
hijab to cover her head.
Yeah.
And the writer, the author used scarf, I believe. So that's how I translated
The scarf.
scarf.
Yeah, yeah. And who has selendang as a shawl?
Everybody else.
Yeah, okay. So tell me, you have not been talking a lot, so tell me, why is it a shawl?
In my opinion, in my imagination, I think.
Yes,
reading
that's a
this,
better word, in your
in my
imagination.
imagination, when she's wearing selendang, is he use it for the baby probably?
Yeah.
Like
you
it's like
have
so
to
long,
say
in
that.
my opinion. In my mind, it's not something that she will use to cover her head or something, but something that she can use it to cover her head, but also when it's like more motherly type, so it's more longer than just a scarf. That, in my opinion, is shorter than a shawl. That is why.
So now I'm confused, because you claim that you like the word shawl over the word scarf.
Yeah.
But now you're telling me that the way you see it, it is more of a scarf. Or am I misunderstanding you?
Or am I misunderstanding them?
Or am you misunderstanding yourself? Now we have a big
Oh my
problem.
goodness.
Now we have a big problem.
Because I was like searching it on Google and I tried. We tried
No, that is your first problem.
Okay.
You're looking at Google. When you look at Google, you won't get anything but garbage.
So sorry.
Okay? Just no. I'm not sorry. You should be
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay? Yeah, good. Because just remember this. G is for Google and garbage, and you won't go there. Okay? So there is the thesaurus. And there is, I don't know if it exists in Indonesian or not. And if it doesn't, then maybe you all can collectively start that piece of handbook. Yeah? Which is, I have a book, it's on my desk and I grab it very often. It is called Living Words. And I can look up there if I'm not happy with a word. I go to what I want to say or start with the word that I'm unhappy with. And then it gives me, pages of different words, you know. And it is, you then can pick the context. Yeah? So, okay, we are still at the quantum of shawl or scarf. What do you think that Monday City wears? A shawl or a scarf? A shawl. Let me see, hands up. How many shawls? One, two. Don't look at the other and then put your hand up. Okay? Have your own hand and then your own up or down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shawls. We are with 15 here, so that means we have a majority of scarves. Right? Okay. I think my take on this, I feel it more like a shawl because it covers her shoulders
And it has embroidery.
and it has embroidery.
Because if you're talking about scarf, you cannot embroider anything. You cannot seam anything in scarf because it mostly the scarves are knitted.
No. You can have a cloth scarf and it can be cloth stitched or something. But if we go and we picture her, and if you pull up the picture of Mande City, you will see it. And to me, especially the way Zubaida uses it, it's more like a scarf. And the way she uses it. You know, we have a beautiful song. It is Selendang Sutra. And do you guys know the song? Please. You don't know Selendang Sutra? Then I strongly suggest you go look it up, and I don't have voice, otherwise I could sing it for you. But you know, pay attention to the words. The words are so beautiful. See, that is Zubaida right now, but Mande City. Where's Mande City? We are talking about the Selendang or Sulam Putih. No, that is, yeah.
What?
Just
This?
yeah. Do you see that? Selendang or Sulam Putih. You see how that is, and Zubaida puts it. It is like almost like when she says, and it is the only thing that I have left from her, and she puts it around her. It's like a feel of feeling Mande City's arms around her, and that's how I feel that. Okay, all right, and then. Are we done, Cynthia? We are done, Ika?
Yeah.
We skip you. Where is Fabi?
Back from.
Fabi's in the bathroom, so we go to Amelia. Okay. So what page?
Page 4, last paragraph.
Amat ingat benar. Oke, amat ingat benar kalau itu tidak lama setelah orang tua perempuan amat meninggal. Okay, so what is your problem in the next slide?
Yeah.
Banyak Belanda mati dalam malam itu.
Yeah.
Tapi,
I don't know how to say Belanda. I mean, it's like Dutch. Is
Yeah.
it Dutch people?
Yeah.
Dutch like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I thought that it's too rude or something. No, it's not Dutch.
You know, in a matter of woodness, the Dutch were wood. And you have all rights to address them as such. But as a matter of fact, there's nothing good about it. Because orang Belanda, seperti orang Indonesia, we are Indonesians and they are Dutch. Orang English, they are
British.
English, they are British. Yeah? So it's perfectly fine. So how did you translate that?
I remember that moment because it was not very long after my mother passed away. That night there were so many Dutch people dying.
That night, there were so many Dutch people died. Banyak Belanda, tidak satu dua, banyak. There's so many.
So many Dutch.
What?
So many Dutch died that night.
Yes. What else?
A lot of Dutch died that night.
So not a lot. Not a lot. It's not. Bisa dihitung begitu ya. It is a mass of Dutch people. You know, many Dutch. Yeah. No. A bunch is a bunch of rambutan. Okay.
Is it too hard if we use countless or numerous?
Numerous die, not countless. Because you always can count them. Okay? And as a matter of fact, if you did your research, how many people died that night?
53.
Yes, what happened to the other two?
Escape.
And what does he do?
Report it.
You know what? I'm so proud of you guys. we did not give you that piece of paper for nothing. Now, just for your information, this time I gave you the piece of paper. But that is not something that comes with your translation work. That is the kind of thing that you need to create when you translate a piece of work. So when you get a piece of work, be careful. You know, are you prepared to do the research that goes with that? Yeah, especially if you are working with a publisher GovTech like me, because that is all computer work. That's all computer work, that research, you know, and I am very bad on the computer. So I tell my translators up front, you need to do whatever research we need, you know, to make sure that whatever the author tells us is correct. Okay? All right. Anything else?
But instead of maybe died, can we use killed? Were killed that night. Died is like maybe many of the Dutch, for example, many of the Dutch were killed that night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Because they definitely did not.
Die of natural causes.
Yeah. That's a much better word choice for this circumstance. Good for you. All right. What's next?
And then page 7,
Page 7.
last line.
Page 7, last line. Page 7, last line. Iya Yun, enak sekali. Terima kasih sekali aman. Yes.
How, I don't know how to make it, so but I'm very grateful about it.
Thank you so much.
I wrote it last week, it's very delicious. Thank you for helping me making this.
There's no helping me make this. So, because Iya Yun, enak sekali. So, let's do that sentence. How does that work? What do you have?
Yes, it's very delicious.
Yes. Anyone has something else?
Wait.
Can I say thank you, Yuni? I couldn't have done this without you.
No.
To express the
No, you're writing your own story now. Because the original only says, Yayun enak sekali. Anyone else?
Yes, Yun it is.
What?
Yes, Yun it is. Because she's agreeing with.
After yang thank you.
No, ini anaknya Ma, kata Yuni sambil tersenyum dan menyuap nasinya. Iya Yun, enak sekali. So she is agreeing with the sentence before, in which Yuni says, anaknya Ma, kata Yuni, and then she says, Iya Yun, enak sekali. So,
Is very grateful to you.
I'm really grateful to you.
we are still in the first sentence.
You're right.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Or, if you want to go enak sekali, what would you do? Yes. Yes, Yun. It is delicious. Yes? Yes, Yun. Very simple. It comes from our heart. Yes. It's delicious. Yeah? You don't have to put the very in there because delicious is already very. Okay. And then the next sentence. Terima kasih sekali amat ke Yun.
Thank you for helping me making this. I don't know.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
this.
so much. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much.
I was very grateful.
I'm very grateful.
One person.
I'm very grateful to you.
I'm very grateful. Why do you have to do to YouTube? She's not talking to the handles. So I'm very grateful. Yeah. Yeah. Emmanuel, what did you have?
Kind very. Oh no, I don't have any.
Oh, you didn't have any. I saw that you
Mine is very similar to Astari.
to Astari. Okay, did anybody have anything else?
Thank you very much.
And then?
That's it.
That's it. It is correct, but it doesn't quite convey the feeling. You know, it is correct. The translation word by word is correct, but again, it doesn't quite convey that. Terima kasih sekali amat community. Yeah, that doesn't bring that out. Okay, all right. Who's next? You were, in fact, it was your turn, but you were in the bathroom. So let's go. What page?
This page is
Page 12.
the third paragraph as well.
What?
The page 12 on the third paragraph.
Page 12, third paragraph, 1 to 3. Waktu hari ke-10. Yeah. Okay, waktu hari ke-10. Are we all there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what is your problem with that?
The next part. Tiba-tiba malam-malam dua orang Bagindo yang tergesa-gesa mendatangi Bagindo.
Waktu hari ke-10 amat berhubungan dengan Mandi, tiba-tiba malam-malam dua orang Bagindo Rashid tergesa-gesa mendatangi Bagindo. So what is your problem with that?
I'm trying to make sense of it. So I think the two people, dua orang Bagindo Rashid itu the two people under Bagindo Rashid.
Comment? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember who is Bagindo?
Yeah. The leader.
Husbandnya.
Yeah.
Yes. And what is he doing?
Let the patient.
The what?
He's hiding.
Yeah. But what is he leading?
The invasion of the fortress at that time.
It is not an invasion. It is the attack. Yeah, he is leading the uprising of the Minang people. Okay? So, these are his people. These are his soldiers. Yeah? So, and then?
I feel like I did it, but not even that don't seem natural.
Okay, so what do you have? Let's work on it. On the 10th day, I had been living with Monday. On the 10th day, I had been living with Monday. Okay. Two people under Bagindo Russia were rushing to see Bagindo Russia. Okay,
Yeah.
let us go and just logically. Okay. On the 10th day, I had been living with Monday. So what do we have here? What? Put your hand away from your mouth. I can't hear you. But what is the had been living business? Yeah, but what are we having here in English? What's the problem here? What were we talking about? The 4 pitfalls. Which one is it? Exactly. And what is the matter with the tense? Okay, so how would anyone correct that?
Mine was on
the 10th day since I started living with Monday.
On the 10th day,
Since I started living.
you don't have to say the since I because you already said on the 10th day. Yeah? On the 10th day, I lived with Monday. Yeah? Yeah?
What
Yeah.
about on the 10th day, there were 2 men of Baginda Rashid came to him in a rush. So like I omit the living with Monday because of course it's the 10th day with her.
Yeah, but how would the reader then know that when it happened?
How about on my 10th day in the woods with Monday?
On my 10th day,
In the woods with Monday.
yes,
In the middle of the night, 2 of Bagindo's men came to him without warning.
there is no warning. Bagindo Rashid tergesa-gesa mendatangi, that nobody is talking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, how did you deal with the time? So, what do you have?
On my 10th day in the woods with Monday, so I put, and then after that,
It's good, go on.
in the middle of the night,
Mhm.
2 of Bagindo's men came to him in a rush.
Mhm. Yeah, we can use that. Anyone else?
Can I say on the 10th day I spent in the woods with Monday? 2 of Bagindo Rashid's men came rushing in the middle of the night.
After I spent 10 days in the woods with Monday, 2 of Bagindo's men rushed to. Yeah. Mereka mengabarkan telah melihat sekelompok Belanda mulai memasuki hutan. Whose turn was this? Okay, so what did you do with that family? Mereka mengabarkan telah
They
melihat
informed that they had seen the Dutch entering the forest.
They informed who? What?
Him.
They informed him that they had seen Dutch entering the forest.
Can we omit the they had seen
They informed him,
that the Dutch is entering the forest?
they informed him. Yeah, you can. Because how else but having seen them would they know? Yeah, so you can say, they informed him Dutch were entering the forest. Yeah. But if you say they had seen, they informed him, not they had seen, they saw. They saw. If you want to use that structure, you do not say they had seen. It's simply they saw Dutch entering the forest. Are you good? Okay. We did you. Okay. And
Yes, first is page 7, paragraph 3.5.
page 7, paragraph 3, bottom up. Alrighty, here we are. 1, 2, 3. Ketika Subaidah duduk di meja. Oke. Di Bukit Tinggi, gulai paku biasanya dimakan dengan ketupat sebagai sarapan pagi.
Yeah, my problem is there's suddenly a kerupuk kampung in the after kerupuk merah biasanya and then kerupuk kampung. I don't understand how that.
So what did you do?
I just put kerupuk kampung into Italy.
Kampung into items. You can do that, and you can do that, but you cannot stop there, sweetie. The bullet is still not informed. You got to make this donkey understand what kupu kampung is. You don't know what kupu kampung is?
Kerupuk itu nggak sih?
No.
Yang macam yang kerupuk-kerupuk yang sebelumnya dibilang tuh
itu
kerupuk yang biasa-biasa.
jahe,
Ah,
asap itu singkong sama yang crackers itu
ya. Bukan kerupuk udang, bukan kerupuk. Ya, kerupuk kampung lah. Yang enak loh itu kalau bikin gado-gado of sayur, of lontong sayur, dan you have kerupuk kan ada warna-warnanya, ada hijau, putih, merah, kadang-kadang ya kerupuk kampung. Ya.
Actually, they are used to call kerupuk kampung or village.
You can say ordinary chips or chips from the village, because they are very simple. They are very cheap and very simple chips. There's nothing fancy about them, right? Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. Page 9, paragraph 3.
Page 9. Paragraph 3. 1, 2, 3. Baru sebulan ama kau meninggal. Okay. Page 9, paragraph 3. Baru sebulan ama kau meninggal. Si Marat sudah panjang pikirannya ke urusan tanah segala ya, kata Mande. Okay, what's the problem?
My problem is in the
Keluarga besar, ya.
So I translated it into extended family.
Yes, yes, to the extent family, yes, yes, that is right, yes, yes. It's not the huge family, not the big family, it is the extended family. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then the page 10, paragraph, first paragraph.
Page 10, paragraph 1. Ambo sedang di jalan. Ambo sedang di jalan pulang dari Parak waktu itu. So what is your problem?
No, my problem was in the terms para and
Para.
lapau. I didn't understand.
Let me see. Anak sedang jalan pulang dari Parak waktu itu. Cerita tentang Mande dan Bagindo. Rasyat malam itu di Penang Belanda sudah jadi cerita orang kampung sejak pagi. Ramai cerita di Lapau. Dan setiap malam orang. Here I think the translator needs to do some research. Yeah, because these are Minang words that she did not explain, and nor did she put them in italics. Let me borrow this and let me tell my dear, okay, so, yes. It's kayak kebun, kayak ladang, kayak tempat yang orang pergi untuk berikan. Kebun. Sesame. Ramai cerita di Lapau. Lapau is seperti kedai begitu. Ya. Into cafe, street stall, or yeah, food stall, yeah, cafe, food stall, yeah. Okay.
In page 12, last sentence.
Page 12.
last sentence.
That was the last.
Itulah terakhir kali Amak melihat Mande City. Amak mengikuti kereta Mande. Setelah keluar dari hutan, Amak pergi ke Bukit Tinggi dan kemudian tinggal dengan adik dan apa dan who else did she stay with? Dan keluarganya. Okay, what is your point?
Dengan adik dari apa kan? I don't understand the gender of the adik.
That is very Sumatran also. Now, Apak is from the from the father's family, and the other is from the mother's family.
Yeah, but I only put it as my father's younger sibling.
Yeah,